Hello, Sparkles One. Me and Luna are here. She had to be here because guess what? There's a dog in this chapter. There is. So we're only on chapter 2. So let's do it. Chapter 2. See what happens, Luna. What do you think? You gonna read it? I think she's gonna like it. Wait, you see the dog. Okay. And in the manner, Edward's days passed, one into the other. Nothing remarkable happened. Oh, there was the occasional small domestic drama. Once, while Abilene was at school, the neighbor's dog, a male brindled boxer, inexplicably named Rosie, came into the house uninvited and unannounced and lifted his leg on the dining room table, spraying the white tablecloth with urine. Do you know what urine is? Pee. Naughty dog. He then trotted over and sniffed Edward. And before Edward even had time to consider the implications of being sniffed by a dog, he was in Rosie's mouth. And Rosie was shaking him back and forth vigorously and growling and drooling. Luna, would you do that? I think she might. Oh, wait, there's a picture. Wait till you see. Fortunately, Abilene's mother walked past the dining room and witnessed Edward's suffering. Drop it, she shouted to Rosie. And Rosie, surprised into obedience, did as he was told. Oh, I thought he was going to be a girl. Rosie is a boy. Edward's silk suit was stained with drool, and his head ached for several days after. But it was his ego that had suffered the most damage. Abilene's mother had referred to him as it. She was more outraged at the dog urine on her tablecloth than she was about the indignities that Edward had suffered at the jaws of Rosie. What do you think, Luna? And then there was the time that a maid, new to the Tulane household and eager to impress her employees with her diligence, came upon Edward sitting on his chair in the... Okay, Luna. I'm trying to read a story. You okay? Even dogs sneeze. Luna, you okay? She's okay. What's this bunny doing here? She said out loud. Edward did not care at all for the word bunny. He found it derogatory in the stream. Oh, what do you think? He doesn't want to be called Bunny. What do you think he wants to be called? Look at this picture. Look at that. Poor Edward. Luna, look. Look at it. Oh, she don't like it either. Sorry. The maid bent over him and she looked into his eyes. She said. She stood back up. She put her hands on her hips. I reckon you're just like every other thing in this house. Something needs to be cleaned and dusted. And so the maid vacuumed Edward Tulane. She sucked each of his long ears up the vacuum cleaner hose. She pawed at his clothes and she beat his tail. She dusted his face with brutality and efficiency. And in her zeal to clean him, she vacuumed Edward's gold pocket watch right off his lap. The watch went into the mop, the vacuum cleaner with a distressing clank that the maid did not even seem to hear. So when she was vacuuming, she vacuumed up his pocket watch, Luna. When she was done, she put the dining room chair back at the table, and uncertain about exactly where Edward belonged, she finally decided to shove him among the dolls on the shelf in Abilene's bedroom. That's right, said the maid. There you go. She left Edward on the shelf at the most awkward and inhumane angle. He was not actually touching his knees until he waited there with the dolls twittering and giggling at him like a flock of demented and unfriendly birds, until Abilene came home from school and found him missing and ran from room to room calling his name. Edward! Edward! She shouted. There was no way, of course, for him to let her know where he was. He couldn't answer her. He could only sit and wait and wait and wait. When Abilene found him, she held him close, so close that Edward could feel her heart beating, leaping almost out of her chest in agitation. Edward, she said. Oh, Edward, I love you. I never want you to be away from me. The rabbit, too, was experiencing great emotion. But it was not love. It was annoyance that he had been so mightily inconvenienced that he had been handled by the maid as an inanimate object, a serving bowl, say, or a teapot, the only satisfaction to be had from the whole affair was that the new maid was dismissed immediately. "You're fired," treating Edward like that. Edward's pocket watch was located later, deep within the bowels of the vacuum cleaner, dented but still in working condition. It was returned to him by Abeline's father, who presented it with a mocking bow. "Sir Edward," he said, "your timepiece, I believe." The Rosie affair and the vacuum cleaner incident, those were the greatest dramas of Edward's life, until the night of Abeline's 11th birthday when, at the dinner table, as the cake was being served, the ship was mentioned. What ship? So it's going to be chapter 3. Some adventures, huh? With the maid and a dog. You want to see the Rosie picture again? Luna does. Look, Luna. Okay. Good night, Sparkles 1.